At the end of the day, some of us, we've been so authentic to our own demise because it's been all about me, I. We've overdone it.
Authenticity is overrated. Authenticity is a trap.
So they told you, be yourself. But were they right? Well, actually, it's great advice because even I've told you that many times, right? You should be yourself. You just strive to be authentic, whatever that means for you. Because the truth is, if you are living a life that does not align and you're molding yourself to be somebody that you're not, and there's all this pressure coming from society or maybe even your parents, and you're going down this direction that's really just causing so much destruction for you, and you're going against your gifts that come naturally to you, then being yourself is a breakthrough. It's like a fresh breath air. It's a rebellious and a revolutionary act, and I love it. You understand? And I love that for you. But being yourself is not the final form. It's the foundation. If you truly want to grow, no, not you. If we, because we're in this together, we're a collective, we're a team, we're digital friends. I may not know you personally. You don't know me personally either. But while we share space together, I believe that we are truly connecting in different ways, and I love that. But if we truly want to grow, lead, and create a life of meaning and something that is timeless, then we're gonna have to go from being authentic to how we feel, authentic to ourselves, to being iconic. You understand? Because authenticity is the doorway, not the destination. It's a part of our journey, and we're always dancing with it and learning more how to be authentic and align with it. But we don't just stop there. We're becoming icons, you understand? And icons aren't just celebrities and musicians, right? Man, we'll get into that later. But authenticity is the doorway. It's not the destination. And we needed this authenticity boom in social media and society to sweep us off our feet and pull us out of the illusion, because a lot of people was pretending. There was a lot of masks, a lot of shame, and a lot of judgment, and a lot of people trying to just be liked. And being authentic gives us this ability to see ourselves and be honest about our flaws and truly release that fear of being seen, and then realize that we can be felt as well. I always say, be yourself undeniably, so the ones that love you can come closer, and the ones that don't can go another way. That's the beauty of authenticity. It pulls in the people who truly love you and repels who doesn't. We stop performing for everybody, and we know who we are. But many have seen authenticity as a tool now to just yield whatever they want in this way to manipulate, to gain a sense of false trust. And even vulnerability, it's amazing. I love it. But it was once this thing online where you dive into vulnerability to release the judgment and the shame that we feel about something. And then we craft the courage to tell our story. And then we lead our own lives on our own timeline, not caring what others are saying. And now people sit and they're like, okay, how can I sell this thing? So if I'm vulnerable, then I can gain trust. So now they use vulnerability as a tool, and maybe they do some rage baiting to get some more views. Vulnerability is not a marketing tactic, but it has turned into that. So if authenticity has become an aesthetic, what comes after being authentic in an era where everyone is wearing it? It's time to evolve. It's time to be an icon. We used to think that it was the edge, like being authentic is your edge. And yes, being your unique self is an edge in many ways. But if being real is being mass produced, and authenticity is an aesthetic in 2025 where AI can generate photos that look raw, real, nostalgic now. Have you ever noticed how big brands will type in lowercase letters like your favorite poet, or like you do in text message, or even how every Like now ads sound like a voice note from your best friend. Or if you're on TikTok, you're scrolling, you're watching all this funny content. Next thing you know, you're watching another video. Then you realize, oh my God, this is like Coca-Cola. This is a big brand corporation who shot their video with an iPhone so they can blend authentically with all the authentic user generated content. And to be honest, it annoys me because I actually like my ads to be ads. Make it an ad, you understand? Make it big production if you have the means to do so. Not with AI, anybody can really make it look beautiful, but like I like my ads to be ads. Don't pretend and make it to seem real and not ad-like. You know what I'm saying? Like in this video, I'm gonna have an ad, you understand? Later. So what do we do when even realness is being mass produced? We evolve, you understand? Because personal authenticity is still important, right? It's a part of our growth, learning to show up as ourselves. And that's a continuous journey. But if we stop there, if we make it all about the me, and how I feel, right? Because when we're learning how to be authentic, we are very much in the me and the I, which is beautiful because before being authentic, we were all about the pleasing and trying to be liked. So we were conforming. But if we stay in this attitude of the me and the I, we're going to miss the assignment. There will come a point in your journey where things will need to shift because you are being called to something bigger. Once you master authenticity, whatever that means to you, because again, it's like on a spectrum now, it's time to be iconic.
You wake up in the morning, you don't feel like going to work, you go to work. That if we hire a professional to do surgery on our knee or paint our house, we don't want them to show up and say, I had a fight with my spouse, I'm going to do a lousy job today. That would be authentic, not what we want. No, please fake being the best surgeon in the world today because that's what I hired and that's what I need. What people actually want from you is consistency. And the easiest way to be consistent is to do something that comes naturally to you, but no one cares enough about you for you to be authentic unless you're, one of those Instagram influencers who gets points for putting on drama, right? For the rest of us, if you go to see Hamilton on Broadway when it reopens, you're certainly hoping that no one in the cast will be authentic. You want every person in the cast to give the best possible performance.
At the end of the day, some of us, we've been so authentic to our own demise because it's been all about me, I. We've overdone it. And now may be time to serve something a little bit bigger than yourself or a whole lot bigger than yourself. It's time to be a professional. It's time to show up, right? No matter how you feel. That doesn't mean that you're being fake. It means that you're matured. It means that you know how to feel everything and still shift your focus and step into your mission and have devotion and have discipline, because that is the bridge that will allow you to transcend this current space. That is how you craft the ability to show up even when it's inconvenient to you at times. Now you might be thinking, HINDZ, this is very contradictory to maybe what you said 3 videos ago, because I'm always a firm believer in taking time and doing what you feel you need to do and not what is right for you. And the truth is, we're not contradicting anything here. We're talking in stages. If you're in a season where you're learning to be authentic, that is beautiful. That's a powerful place to be. That season was everything for me. It saved me. It was a beautiful journey. Being authentic meant honoring how I felt. It meant resting when I needed to. We're always going to have to rest, right? Even when we're icons. But it also meant being okay with not always showing up. But now personally, I'm in a different chapter. I'm ready to be iconic. And that requires something else. Not just honesty, not just more discipline or consistency, but devotion. You understand? For the next 5 years, that's the energy we're moving with and beyond. Fully, no half-stepping, no waiting for the right mood to be right. You understand? Because being iconic isn't a feeling. It's a frequency that you train yourself to hold, even when you're not in the mood. And again, that's not faking it. That's choosing your highest self over your temporary self. Or loving yourself, I believe, is also loving your highest nature. Not just who you are right now, but who you are becoming, and invest in that, What do icons do? Icons, they don't just express themselves. They craft, they carry, they deliver. Being real is easy, like when you feel good and you in a vibe. But being iconic is about staying rooted even when you don't feel like that. For me, when I was in my authenticity era, if I felt like I needed to take a major step back from my community, I did so. Why? Because I was being authentic to my journey. I'm discovering the mission, the purpose. I'm crafting it. I'm making sure that the ego's not leading too much, and I bring it back, put it on the doormat, and make sure that, you know, my goals are aligning with my values. I'm taking time to make sure that I understand my values. That is authenticity. It's a discovery of self and then expressing that self and allowing it to be felt into the world. But there will come a day when you will feel off and you'll wonder, should I still show up? If you're being authentic, then the answer may be just to do what feels right, to do what feels good. But if you're being iconic, then the answer may be, well, of course, to do it for them, for the message, for the movement that's growing through you. Think about a good mother. Good mothers are icons. My mom is an icon. Good fathers are iconic. I'm a father. I would know. Truth is, as a parent, some days you don't feel like being a parent. That's just the reality. That's just me being authentic right now. Can I be authentic with you? Can I be honest with you? Some days you're just not in the mood. You love your child, man. You do anything for them. Sometimes you're like tired. You authentically just need a break. You authentically just want more freedom in your life. The amount of times I felt like, man, it would be so cool. Like, you know, all my friends have moved and live in different countries, you know. But I have felt the need just to, like, you know, have that desire to like pack up and go explore the world as a young person, because I had a child very young. But I'm a father and I move with intention, with honor, with purpose. And I told myself, if you really want to move one day, you're going to do it when your daughter is grown and she's standing on her own, strong. And being a father means I don't just chase what feels good all the time. I commit to what is right in my books. And that takes devotion, it takes discipline, it takes self-mastery, right? That's not just being authentic. I believe it's being iconic. You know, like being iconic has always been just placed on being famous or a celebrity or having your name in big lights, the Madonnas, the Michael Jacksons, even though there's only one of those. But you know what I mean? But I think the word's been misused, or we need to give it new meaning. In a sense, being an icon means becoming a symbol of your values, of consistency, of strength, of something bigger than yourself, your kindness, your creativity, your compassion. It means living in a way that leaves a mark on this world, a ripple effect, the people around you. Not just because of what you did for yourself, for what you're willing to sacrifice as well, what you stay true to, what you pass down. An icon, in my opinion, doesn't just create, they commit. An icon doesn't just follow their feelings, they follow their foundation. They build a foundation. What is their foundation? Their authenticity, right? You build a foundation of authenticity and saying, I will lead with my values. I will lead with myself. I know who I am now. And now I can live through my principles and move stronger, maybe even move faster, move more dedicated, with more devotion, because you did the work of learning who you are, what is for you and what isn't. And I think that's where I feel like I am now, moving into this next season with my offerings, my creations, my experiences, my mission, my purpose. What a different energy. I understand. I can feel it's not just for me, but it's also for my daughter to see, as it's always been, but it's for the people I serve, as it's always been, but with more commitment, more of a devotion. That's the frequency that we're locking into. Authentic, yeah, we got that. We know how to come on here, talk with y'all, hang out. But now we ready to be iconic, you know? Like, you're not just here to be relatable, right? Like, that's kind of always a goal in authenticity, is to be relatable. But I'm just saying, I believe you're here to be revolutionary, you know? You're here to be revolutionary. And you're going to have to build it one brick at a time. And if you need help with your digital landscape to showcase that you are an icon in the making, then our sponsor of the day, Squarespace, is the best all-in-one platform to get you started. Time to bring your business to the forefront, your ideas, your offerings, your creations, and it's time to get paid while you do so. You deserve it. And with Squarespace Payments, it has never been simpler to manage your payments. You can offer your customers popular payment methods that they are familiar with, like Klarna, Apple Pay, and more. And when you are ready to take that authenticity to the next level and build your online presence, try out Blueprint AI. the latest AI-enhanced website builder from Squarespace. After just a few questions, Blueprint AI crafts a fully custom on-brand website for your business, complete with curated premium quality content matched to your style, meaning you can get this done and you can use design intelligence as well. It's a powerful blend of 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise and cutting-edge AI technology, unlocking your strongest creative potential. Design intelligence helps you build a website that's not only beautiful, but functional, truly personalized to your brand. My friend, you're an icon living. If you're ready to take that online presence to the next level, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/HINDZ to save 10% off your first purchase. Being iconic means honoring your calling when no one is watching. You know, one of my favorite quotes in the Gita is, "You have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. You're meant to do the work, to show up, to give it your all, but you're actually not meant to obsess over what you will get from it. The rewards, the praise, the likes, the money." The thing is, when it's all about you, you're obsessed about what is in it for you, and it truly takes you out of the process. When it's all about you, then maybe you're scared to go and step into that new opportunity, that challenge to maybe go step on that stage and speak. I was listening to this speaker the other day, and he said, someone asked him, "Hey, you ever get nervous like going out there and speaking to like 10,000 people?" And he's like, "No, why? It has nothing to do with me. It's not about me." I love that. When it's about the work, the service, the innovation, the duty, then you enter the path of selfless action, right? Another quote I love, "Let go of the fruits and you will find your freedom." When you're in your authenticity era, it's about figuring yourself out. What you like, what you don't like, what you feel, what you don't. That's necessary, but eventually life will start asking you for more, not more of a performance, but your devotion. And it's not just, what do I want to do? It's what needs to be done. Ask that question. What needs to be done and what needs my presence? You know, if you look into nature, if you look into the world, everything has a purpose, right? Like the trees, you know, they got the deep roots and they're giving oxygen and they do other different things. You know, the bees and the honey, you know, like this seaweed in this ocean cleanses it. You know, everything seems to have an intent and a purpose. And you are part of nature as well. So the fact that you are here means you have a purpose, right? The first step is to discover who you are. The next step is to discover what you're going to do with that. And that's the shift, right? It's about figuring out what you're willing to fully commit to. You're not just living for yourself anymore. You're moving different. So yes, be yourself undeniably, so the ones that love you can come closer and the ones that don't can go somewhere else. But at some point, you're going to be called to more, to guide, to create, to inspire, to lead, to serve. Them being you, that was just the beginning. Now it's about being iconic, and that's a responsibility to show up in your gift, to craft your message, to honor your mission, to be aligned, yes, deeply. You're still going to have to know what is in alignment for you and what is not. Yes, you will still be able to rest and whatnot, but you're going to have more accountability as well. Because we don't just need more people running in fairy fields being real. We need people being ready to carry that gift that was placed within them, ready to be greater than just their emotion, ready to embody their principles and values, ready to serve even when it's uncomfortable. Because authenticity will make you visible, but being an icon will make you unforgettable.